Hello everybody. Welcome to our first episode of the Crafting Queens. I'm glad you can join us today. A couple things before we get started. Number one, make sure that you are watching Jen Chow's and Rosemary Rosario's YouTube channel to see their version of what they've created. Secondly, make sure that you vote after you've watched all three of us. Make sure that you vote by hitting the little hand with the like button at right underneath the title of our YouTube channel, or underneath the video that you're watching on our YouTube channel, rather. And number three, make sure that you subscribe so that you're notified any other time that we're having these or we're creating YouTube videos. You'll get a notification sent right to you and you won't miss a thing. Okay, I'm going to turn you down. I'm going to show you what we're going to do today. All right, so we're focusing on the textured notes, and this is a suite, and it's an online exclusive. So in order to get this, you are going to have to purchase this online, or let me know, and I can purchase it for you. Okay, so it comes with the textured notes stamp set. When you look at the dies are absolutely amazing. There's tons of dies, and these all have different textures around the outside. Really great. This one here and this one here are super great for words. Then we have these amazing dots, and I like these because they don't stick up real high. They're not flat, but they're not like bubbled, so they'll be easy to send in a card. And these are called the neutral matte dots. And then we have this beautiful ribbon, and it's so thick, or so thin, it's easy to tie bows with. So we'll be using that today to make our card. So I might as well tie a bow, show you how simple that was. Look at that. Love, love, love this ribbon. Real easy to use. Okay, so let's get started. Now, I originally made this card using the Grow with Love stamp set. And this stamp set is actually quite amazing. I also used another word set that I might pull out. We're going to try a couple different things here. When I first made this card, this paper is part of the paper pack. So this is a paper pack you're not going to want to miss. The textures in there are absolutely stunning. Okay, so this is my card. So when you open it up, it gives you a little picture frame. And then when you close it, it goes to sleep. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to get started. I'm going to pull out the paper, and we are going to work on this together. I apologize for the pounding in the background. Unfortunately, they're building a house next. I shouldn't say unfortunately, because they're great people, but they're building a house while I'm trying to record my video, which is not good. All right, so what you're going to need for this project. So if you want to follow along with me, you are going to need to cut a piece of paper that is 8.5 by 5.5. And this is going to be your card base, okay? All right, so let me go here, and we're just going to cut this at 5.5. Which is right there. There we go. And zip. And then we're going to score that at 4 1/4. And I am using Early Espresso because Early Espresso goes really, really good with this set. Okay. We're going to fold that in half. Now for this project, you are also going to need a bone folder because all of these parts it's very important that you score them and have nice clean edges. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to cut a piece of cardstock that is going to be 5 3/4 by 7.5. So 5 3/4. And then we're just going to chop an inch off of this since this is 8.5 wide. There we go. Okay, and that piece we're not going to need. Now the scoring is really important on this, and I have a little cheat sheet for my scoring I'm going to pull out. Okay, so on the long side, which I'm on right now, you're going to score it at 1/2 of an inch. So just a half. And make sure you're using your scoring blade and not your cutting blade. And then you're going to score it at 3.5. Okay. And then you're going to score it at 4. And then you're going to score it at 7, which is actually just another 1/2 of an inch over here on the other side. And hopefully you're able to see all this here. Okay, there we go. All right, now we're going to turn it this way on the short side, and you are going to score at 2 7/8. There we go. Make sure we're lined up straight. Okay, so this is our inner piece, and we're just going to sit this aside for right at the moment. In addition to that, and I've already gone ahead and I've cut some other parts out because I didn't want to keep you here all day, right? So you're going to need 3 pieces of designer series paper. 2 go on the inside, 1 on the outside. These are 5 1/4 by 4 inches, okay? You are also going to need the die. And let me pull up the stamp set again and show you which dies you're going to need. You are also going to need, it would be the fourth die, either direction you go. And maybe I lied. The fifth die from the smallest, or the 3rd die from the largest, whichever you choose. God, I can't get him out of the little thing here. Come on. You guys ever have that? Okay, so you're going to need 1 of this die. Isn't that beautiful? And that creates this piece like this. Okay, you're going to need 1 of those. You are also going to need, and I die cut this already, this is that next size down. Okay, and with this paper, you're going to need 1 of those, and we'll set that aside because we're going to need that in a minute. We're going to layer this all up. You need an early espresso, so I use crumb cake, the textured notes paper, and then early espresso, and this is the 2nd largest die, which is this one here. Hopefully you can see that, and I've already cut that out. All right. And then we are going to need a white piece, a basic white, and that's in the 3rd from the smallest. That looks like that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, and that we're going to stamp on. All right, so those are the dies that we're going to need. In addition, we are going to need the stylish shapes. We're going to be using 2 sizes of stylish shapes. One is the largest and one's a step down from the largest. Okay, the largest one we're going to use for the inside of our frame. The smallest one we're going to use to cut the windows for our frame. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to start working on our card. I'm going to take my cutter out of here for just a moment. All right, so we have our cardstock here done in half. We're going to take a piece and we're going to glue it down. You can use liquid glue or seal. I happen to have mine in this nice glue gun. I have actually Tombow in here, my multi-purpose glue. And look you could use either side of this. Isn't that just fabulous paper? It looks so realistic too. And we're just going to glue this down to the front like so. Make sure you're lined up evenly. Hopefully I am. Well, I'm not at the bottom, that's for sure. Woo-wee, that was bad. I think I'm pretty good now. Okay, then you're going to open this up in the inside. And I'm going to zoom out just a little bit here. That's a little bit better. There we go. And then in the inside, you're going to glue a piece here and a piece here. And these are your 5 1/4 by 4s. Okay, so we're just going to glue those down. And again, you could use the opposite pattern. I made mine all matchy-matchy, but you don't have to be all matchy-matchy. You can mix it up because these papers in here are pretty stinking amazing. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to put glue on the other side. This project looks very difficult, but I am here to tell you it is not at all. Okay, now you could also use the Grow With Me set. I'm sorry, Grow With Love, not Grow With Me. Although if you're growing with me, I'm going to tell you, you're probably getting larger. All right, so that is the inside of our card. We're going to sit this piece aside now. Okay, and we're going to come back to the piece that we scored. Again, this piece is 5 3/4 by 7 1/2. On the long side, we scored it at 1/2 inch on each end. And then we came in and we made score marks at 3 1/2 inches and at 4 inches. Then we turned it and went up the center at 2 7/8. Now we're going to take our bone folder and we're going to burnish all of these. And it's very important because if you don't, this is not going to lay right in the card. Okay, so I'm just burnishing all of my pieces here with my bone folder. The bone folders are one of the least expensive items we have and probably the most useful item that we have. Then I'm going to fold it in half this way, and we're going to go again here. There we go. Okay, now the importance of this is you have to remember this long line is going to be the divider between your two frames. So this next part I'm showing you, and I'm going to lay this flat, and I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so you can see this. Hopefully you can see it. All right, I actually have 2 sets of stylish shapes, so I'm going to show you how to put these on here. If you do it incorrectly, you are not going to get the frame that you need. These need to both go side by side with the narrow part, because this is the back side of your frame. This is the top of your frame. And then these 1/2 inch pieces here will form the bottom of your frame. So I have some little sticky tape here that you can get anywhere pretty much. And I am just going to take off my glasses so I can see. I am just going to line these up, try to get as evenly as you can, and then I'm going to put a piece of sticky tape on it. And then I'm going to do the same. Now, if you didn't have 2 sets of these, don't worry. You don't need 2 sets. You just run it through once, and then you're going to come back, and you're going to try to line these up as best you can to be even. If you're off a little bit, your frame's just going to be a little wonky, right? Okay, now I'm going to grab my cut and emboss machine. There we go. And my cleats. And I dropped one on the floor, as you probably heard. Fortunately, I have a helper today. We have a retreat coming up. So where did I do it? There they are. And I'm just going to zoom out a little bit more here so you can see this. I don't want you to see all my mess on my desk. So, all right, so I'm going to put this in my cut and emboss machine like so. Okay. And I'm going to put my top plate on, and we're just going to run this through. And I'll turn it sideways. That's probably easier for you to see. And we're just running it through. So you do have some die cutting with this project, but again, it's real simple. Okay? I'll put my cut and emboss machine back. Get it out of the way. We have our pieces there. All right, now we can take off our little sticky tape here. And you'll see that we have our holes already cut out with our dies. Remember I said you needed to use the largest die? The largest die we are actually going to use on the inside of one of these. Okay, so we can go ahead and we can glue this down on this side. And this is the largest die that is in the Stylish Shapes. Okay, we're just going to stick this down. Try to get it as even as possible. But if we're not, it's okay because, ooh, and I think the builders quit building next door. Woohoo! This next piece over here, we have to have a basic white large square, which is right here. And we're going to stamp on this. Let me grab this note stamp set, textured notes. Oh, and I bent my card when I put my cut and emboss machine in. Dab nabbit. Okay, and I am going to use, this is the first time I've used this set because I just ordered it. I want to do a couple things. Number one, I want to get some words. So the words we have is thank you, a little appreciation. I am going to use, a little appreciation. And let's get this all mounted up. Not sure if you guys know an easy way how to mount these, but I'm going to show you. So if you take your block and then you find the piece that goes with it and you pull it out of the package and you put this on your block like this, and then you peel off the pieces. And then the next step is you put your stamp set. Let's see if we're going the right direction, which it looks like we are. Hopefully you guys can see this okay. And we're just going to, I got to bring it closer so I don't mess it up. Because once you get them on, then there's no getting them off. And you just layer it down like so, like that, and then it's already mounted for you. Okay, so we're going to use this one, and I'm going to use Early Espresso ink. Okay, and we are going to stamp over here like this, a little appreciation, a little note of appreciation. Okay, and then we're going to get this real pretty vine, I'm going to say, and we're going to do the same thing right after I clean this other set, because I know what's going to happen. I'm either going to get my arm in it, or my hand in it, or it's going to end up on my card. So let me clean that. I'm just using the Stampin' Chamois for this. Okay. And let me grab the little vine piece here. Take this one off. I'm going to stick it there for just a minute. I'm going to put this on my block again, just like this. And we're going to peel it. I have to tell you, my helper Jill is here, and she's quite amazing. We're prepping for a retreat that we have this weekend. I'm doing a technology retreat for demonstrators, and we're learning all sorts of good stuff. But the sun in my room right now is like awful. She's standing here with a board, one of my photo boards, making sure that this turns out fabulous for you guys to be able to see. Isn't that amazing? Okay, and I'm going to use Pretty Peacock. I just think that's pretty with this paper. And I just want to come in here like this. Okay, and look at that. And that is exactly why I did 2 of these. I don't know if you ever have this happen to you or not, but guess what? I have it happen to me all the time. I press too hard in my foam pad. So let's try this again. Hopefully, well, I got a little muck on that one from my hand. This is one of those days. We'll see if we can hide it though. Tap, 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 right? And you don't have to push super hard. Let's hope this one come out right. Get to see me make boo-boos. Okay, that did. That's perfect. Now we need to re-stamp our other. Let me grab that back again. And I think we can use a smaller block for that one. And we're going to do this in Early Espresso again. I'm going to close the pretty peacock up and get my Early Espresso back out. And hopefully this will all be covered up pretty. And I'm not in the picture very good. There we go. Voila. I got a little bit there too. Well, today is just one of those days for me. This is a lot better than this one though, so we're going to trash him. I'm going to clean this real quick, folks. You know, a great way to hide everything when you have boo-boos like this is to just grab a blending brush, or if you have an ink eraser, that works too. I'm just going to come in here just a little bit and make this look kind of antique-y. Now it's not quite as noticeable. There we go. All right, now this piece we can glue down on this side like so. And where's my glue? Here it is. Now, if you don't have an ink eraser, ink erasers are wonderful. I have an ink eraser, but it's in my bag, packed in my car. Now, these are, again, are going to be full size, so they're going to go the full way. All right, next we have to do a couple of things, okay? We have to make this so it's going to bend. And let me show you one that I've done here. All right, so here's our top two holes. We are going to make a slit with our scissors right here. So let me grab my scissors. And let me show you right here. It's the opposite side of your pictures. You're just going to come in here and you're only going to go to that 1/2 inch score line. Okay, so we have that right there. Then, to make it easy, we know that when we scored this, it was 2 7/8. So we're going to bring this back in, and we're going to line this back up on 2 7/8 in our cutter. And hopefully you can see this, 2 7/8. And we're going to grab our cutting blade, and we are going to cut up to this next score. It'd be the second score line up. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going zoom, 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 zoom. We want to stop right there. And I don't want to go over, so I'm just going to take my snips and get me right to that score line, just like that. Okay, there we go. So now you kind of have, it looks like almost like a pair of pants a little bit. All right, now, and remember I told you before how important it was to make sure these lines are burnished good. We're just going to burnish this one more time to make sure we have everything. And then we're going to bring the bottom pieces up. Hopefully you can see this. Maybe I can zoom in a little for you. Let's see. There we go. We're going to bring these bottom pieces up, and we're going to put glue on them. Okay, so you kind of got to, and you want to do them both at the same time if you can. Okay, so I'm just putting glue on these bottom pieces here. And you might have to hold them a little bit because these pieces are going to come down over the top like this and seal. Okay, and this will come over the top and seal. And you want to make sure you don't go over the edge, and you're just going to hold it tight. Okay, Now see this piece in the middle? This is why the score lines are so important, because this is what's going to make, and you might have to go in here and see how I'm pinching it? You might just have to go in here a little bit and burnish it, because we burnished it the other direction before. So now you have this cute little folding book-like, okay? Now we have to put it in our card. And to do this, I know this is going to look crazy, but you are going to, because it's going to fold on an angle like this, okay? And you have to be careful because you don't want to go high up in your card, because if you go high up in your card, it's going to hang out the top. So you want to do it at the bottom, probably about like right there. And you want to line up your fold line, your score line in the middle, okay? And you want to make it so it's kind of on an angle, if that makes any sense. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to close this like this. And this is the easiest way to do this. So I want to be a little bit before my fold. And I am going to put liquid glue on this, just like this. Do not go over your score line here. You want to be a little about probably 1/8 of an inch from your score line. And then you're going to close your card like this. Okay? Now you're going to open your card. And now we're going to do the same thing on this side. Okay. And now when you open it, voila! And there is your card. And sometimes you have to move these around just a little bit. But that is how you make this frame. Isn't that just the coolest thing? Open and shut, frames up, close it, open it. All right, now we got the inside done. Let's do the outside. So again, we're gonna come in here. We have our piece of early espresso, which we cut, and I showed you the dies earlier. So we're gonna glue it down. We're gonna place this kind of sort of in the middle. You know, these are rectangles. Just make sure you have the right amount at the top and the bottom and the sides. Try to get it as straight as you can. Then you're gonna come in and you're gonna put down your crumb cake piece on top of it. Okay, and just like this. Hopefully I'm balanced here. Looks pretty good. All right, next layer is this one here, which is our designer series paper. And we're gonna put some glue on that. Voila. Just like so. Okay, now this piece we're gonna stamp. All right, now on the other one, I used a stamp set called, and we can use it on this one too. Let me find it here. There it is. Element of text. If you do not have element of text, you're going to want element of text because it is fabulous. Okay, and on this one, this is the element of text, and I'm going to use this one here. So let me pull it out, and I'm just going to put it on an angle. And I don't even have the labels on this one yet, so you guys are going to have to excuse me. And then I'm going to use crumb cake on this. Now, if you do not want it to go outside of your frame here, you can always mask this. And I am actually going to stamp off on my Post-it notepad here because I don't want this to be very bright at all. Then I'm just going to come in here and we are going to put our words on. Again, I don't have the label on this one, but I don't want to take the time to do another label right now. So, and there's our words. And you want to look before you do anything with this, make sure the words are going the right direction, even though you cannot read them. Okay, and then one of the last things we're going to do, so we're going to take a piece of paper, and I am going to cut it 5 1/4 by 4. I'm just whipping this off real quick because we're going to cut this out. I am again going to take my Pretty Peacock ink. I have a little spindle wrap here with it on. I'm going to use Pretty Peacock, and I am going to take this right here, this flower or leafy thing. I'm going to take it and I'm going to stamp it. I may not use the whole thing because it might go over our background too much. I am going to mount this one up real quick though. So give me a second on that. And again, to mount this, we're just going to take the sticker off. Now, I could have in the background used the basket weave in here too. It would have been really pretty. So I'm just going to put my sticker here on an angle. And then I'm going to tear off the top part. If I can get it. I thought I had it at the bottom, but it didn't want to come off. Come on. There we go. And there we go. Then we're just going to put our stamp out here. Let me see if I got it going the right direction, which I do. I'm going to bring it in just a little bit closer to me because I want to make sure that I get it lined up somewhat perfectly. There we go. All right, we're going to stamp this in the Pretty Peacock ink. Like this. Okay. And I am going to fussy cut this real quickly. And I'm smearing the ink as I'm going because it's still a little wet. All right, we're just going to cut this out, and it doesn't have to be anything fabulous. Now, you could have just changed this up a little bit and just did a white background and just stamped like we did the inside of the one. I know one thing. My friend Jill here, she's going to have big muscles after all this. She's probably cussing me out underneath her breath. She knows she can't say anything because she knows I'm doing this video, so. Okay. I really wish there was a die for this one. I'm going to come in here and do this. Because this is so pretty not to have one, but I love having all of the different rectangle shapes. Those are actually quite amazing. Now, if you're not a fussy cutter, just make one of the rectangles white and just stamp this on it, and then you don't have to worry about it, right? Okay, and round we go. And every time I do this, my eyes start watering. I apologize. Whew. Too much concentration. I'm going to zoom out just a tad bit so you can see what I'm doing, so I can hold it closer to my face. I'm going to come in and clean this all up in just a minute, but I'm trying to get the basic outline gone here. Remember to always turn your paper. you'd see me, the tears are just rolling down my face right now. I'm all choked up. Okay. All right, so you get this nice leaf here, and I'm just gonna trim that just a little bit there. All right, so you get this nice leaf, and we're gonna pop him up on dimensionals right on here, and it's gonna look gorgeous. So let me grab my dimensionals. Let me get all these pieces of paper out of the way. And I think I need some minis. There we go. Oh, goodness. And I got blue ink all over my hands. The other day I had it all over my sweater. I'm really kind of a sloppy stamper, to be honest. We're going to put this right on here like that. And this is going to go on our card like this, so we can glue it down. Not bad. And now we have one more piece. We have a little label that we cut out of crumb cake. And I had one cut. Let's see if I can find it. I have extra pieces here. Okay. And we have a little label, and this is from that same die set here in Textured Notes. And we are going to stamp that and put it on the card. And I think I want to do this one in Pretty Peacock again. And this time we're going to do, we'll do thank you. Because I like using this, you know, gratitude, thank you. Kind of goes together, right? And we're going to mount this one up real quick. Now you can also mount your stamps, if you're not familiar with this, you can also mount them by just peeling away the top layer in here like that. Okay, and then you just take your stamp, take off the back, and then you just lay this on here. Sorry, my eyes are running. You can just lay this on here like this and mount your stamp that way too. All right. Hopefully thank you. Maybe thank you won't fit. Well, we're going to try it anyway. We'll see if we get most of it. Well, good, because I did it on the wrong side. Ah, what luck would have it? There, that's good enough. Okay, shut that up, put this over here, bring our card back in, and we're going to put this label on with dimensionals, which I just covered up. Yeah, that's my good side, that's my bad side. I'll make sure I have the right one. Well, stuck to my finger. Go. And we're going to put this, maybe I'll put this one off to the side. I kind of like it like that. All right, and then now we're going to add in our embellishments. I'm going to do our matte dots. Oh, I don't know if you guys do this too. You know the sticky part up here, it always gets caught. So I just take my scissors and I run down the edge like this. And then I can put them back inside the envelope, which is really nice. And it keeps them kind of all together. There we go. Pull them out and open them up. Look at those. Aren't they just fabulous? All right. And I like this woody looking one, so I think we're going to use him. And let's see how he looks. Ooh, I like that. And we're going to put a little one up here. And let's put a little one right here. And there is our finished card. You open it up and look at this fabulousness. Now you could also put something else in the inside if you wanted to, but this is our card. That easy. Okay, folks, now down in the corner, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? You'll see it in the bottom corner on the screen, the bottom right corner. You can subscribe to my channel. Also, please do not forget to vote. This is very important that you vote for your favorite. So make sure that that you take the time, number one, to watch everybody, okay? But number two, that you are going to like us. Make sure that you like us. Pick your favorite. You can only vote for one of us, so make sure you pick me. No, just kidding. All right. Well, everybody have a blessed day, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care.